I got disconnected just now.
Oh, okay. Sorry. All right. Go ahead. If there's any questions, or as I said, this was more of a review from last year, not but I believe some of these like hard hit or some of the best ones, sometimes they continue, but sometimes you find really good opportunities. So any suggestions, any questions, anything that any input is welcome. So.
Now, I mean, that was super interesting looking back. I remember the class you did, and just looking at it again, I had more winners and losers. Obviously, you can't have all winners, but I did buy, a lot of the stocks that you suggested, and I had more winners and losers, so that was good.
Okay, thank you, Martin. That's always reassuring, and also the timing of it too, because sometimes, Martin, if you recall, like some of those really took off and then they really collapsed or like in a couple of months or so. But I appreciate the input. Yeah. So these are more of a themes. I will leave it up to you in a sense of choosing the ones. Like some of them, I think like the EMQQQ, yeah, QQ is like an interesting concept. But again, things like what's happens in China has had a huge effect. But from the valuation point of view, well, let's watch it this year. And as I said, they're coming with more funds. They're not closing the fund, they're actually coming with more funds. So we shall see. And I know maybe Sean can have an input on this. These are more of a, again, technology and internet in mainly in China, Singapore, and Hong Kong. That's more of a concentration. Although EMQQ has presence, like I think about 16% in USA as well. So yeah, if you have any input, Sean, I will be interested, but we'll discuss all these next week with the new, hopefully, but bunch of new ideas to see. Any other questions? Okay.
I have one question. It's
Please.
not really related to this class, just
Okay.
about the gold. You
Yeah.
talked about it, but with the things happen today, what do you think about the gold and the gold trading on the Thursdays?
Oh yeah, I mean the gold trading on Thursdays, that it has its own life, so it has nothing really to do just based on the trend or other things. As I've said it before, I do it religiously. I just control my positions basically. But I have to tell you, I mean, if you go back, look at the chart, as a matter of fact, I closed, and I think, Martin, you have played that with me before. I had some long-term, I had some January 21 gold. They were like leaps. And I did them, if you, we've had this support at one, at 1682 on the futures. And every time it had hit it, I had bought some, and I closed some for a really nice profits earlier today, before gold was up actually early today, and before everything got hit by later during the day. Gold, if you look at your charts, December 14th, 15th, we had talked about, it hit its bottom and it had a really nice ride. It has broken above the 100 and the 18-day moving average. 18 days crossing the 100-day, and I think that bodes well. Also, I will share Saturday. I mean, there was a huge gold buying options for June of this year, and so somebody's doing something. So I still will play gold, and tomorrow, let's see what happens with again, we had it was not a big percentage loser, by the way. It was a very small, but it was up nicely earlier. So if we can hold that support in gold, of course, I'm going to play my Thursdays. I'll see how many contracts I will buy. So Yeah, it's not, the long-term trend for gold doesn't affect my Thursdays. It just affects my position sizing. Is that helpful,
Mm,
Matthew?
Yeah, of course, definitely. Appreciate it.
Sure. All right. Any other questions? Comments? Wonderful. If not, I think Saturday, that would be a definitely interesting. I mean, first week of January, you have to recall that we go through this the first day, and we've said it, and Matthew has been so kind, he's been putting the calendar together. That's awesome. And he put down the first day of the month. Now, the first day of the year usually is part of the Santa Claus rally. So the Santa Claus rally starts from Christmas and it goes to like second day of January usually. So the first day of January, we always have an up day. By the third day, then people are back and saying, oh, what happened? All right, well, this is reality. So usually the third day, the markets start reacting to a lot of different news and it's not emotional. So it has followed the plan so far. Usually the first week is like this. And then we'll see what happens next week. But of course, we have the employment numbers. Now we had the JOLT numbers came out yesterday, and they were very strong. So we shall see how that will work on Friday. But I think we have to reevaluate everything after Friday. I think Saturday class should be really educational for all of us. I mean, the points that you obviously, I would love to hear from you, but it will be a really good market to analyze and see where we stand and what is happening in January. I mean, last year, January, was a down month, and then February started moving. So we shall see what happens. All right. If there's no other questions, I wish you a wonderful next couple of days before we meet again, and I'll hope it's going to be a wonderful, prosperous 2022 for all of you. Thank you so much. Have a great rest of your day.
Thanks, Ramin.
Thank
Bye
you,
now.
Ramin.
Thank you, Remington.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, bye,
Bye.
bye.
Bye.